Close sports reporter Vin Mercogliano sits down with Lenny Torres and Neeck, both high school pitchers who are being scouted by the major leagues. John Meore/LowHudMyB.com cites Lower Hudson Valley Local players in reportA line on MLB.com sums up the level of anticipation in the Lower Hudson Valley heading into the 2018 Major League Baseball Draft, which begins Monday night. It's been a good spring to check out New York Section 1 high school baseball action. It's fair to say that the area's top players are garnering national attention. Several are considered legitimate prospects, with a couple projected to go within the first 100 picks or so. The headliner is Beacon High School right-hander Lenny Torres, Jr., who has been clocked as high as 98 miles per hour and is considered a borderline first-round pick by some scouts. MLB.com has him ranked as its 47th best prospect, writing that, seeing him come off the board in the top 2 rounds seems very reasonable. The 6'2" Street Johns committed senior struck out 85 in 41 innings while posting a .68 ERA for the Bulldogs this season. Golden Arms, Torres, Neeck drawing attention from scouts. Josiah Gray, Meore native, has morphed into MLB prospect. Neeck, really senior, says he's going to college. Lenny Torres, Beacon pitcher, excited for draft opportunity. Beacon's Lenny Torres, Jr. in the dugout during Thursday's game versus Pelham at Duchess Stadium on April 5, 2018. Photo, Patrick Oler, Poughkeepsie Journal. Torres' high-octane fastball is the biggest reason he's in the mix to be a high pick, and his slider is considered a future plus pitch. His third pitch is his changeup, which he admits is a work in progress. How that pitch develops could determine whether he ends up as a starting pitcher or a reliever. Some see a future reliever in the street. Johns commit, but the team that thinks he can start will be the one to take him in the top few rounds, according to MLB.com. The next name with ties to Section 1 to come off the board should be Lemoyne College right-hander Josiah Gray. The New Rochelle native was recruited as an athletic shortstop, but a jump in velocity prompted him to transition to starting pitching this season. By photo, Josiah Gray pitching for Lemoyne against Merrimack in the NCAA 2 East Regional Playoff game at Pace University in Pleasantville, May 17, 2018. Photo, Frank Becerra Jr., The Journal News. As Lemoyne's ace, Gray went a perfect 11-0 and finished third in the country with a 1.25 ERA. He's been clocked as high as 98 miles per hour and is ranked number 102 on MLB.com's prospect list. Like Torres, Gray's best secondary pitch is his slider, and he continues to refine his changeup. He throws plenty of strikes with his fastball, which some feel gives him the chance to start, writes MLB.com. That might depend on the further development of his secondary stuff, but the gains he's made in a short time have scouts in the area encouraged. The third prospect from the Lower Hudson Valley who appears on virtually every top 200 list is Horace Greeley High School left-hander Neeck. He's been clocked at 94 miles per hour and likely would have gone in the top 5 rounds, but he recently told the Journal News/LowHud.com that he intends to put his professional career on hold and honor his commitment to the University of Virginia. MLB.com has Neeck ranked as its 185th best prospect and calls him an intriguing high school lefty, adding, "There's reason to believe there's more in the tank as he physically matures because he's athletic with a loose arm." By photo, Fox Lane senior Henry Davis takes a swing during a 9-8 win at Horace Greeley High School in Chappaqua, May 1, 2018. Photo, Frank Becerra Jr., The Journal News. While Torres, Gray and Neeck have been the most talked about prospects from the area, there are a few others who should have their names called. Brunswick High School shortstop Aaron Sabato, a Rybrook resident, is expected to be selected within the top 10 rounds. He's lauded for his power bat and is committed to the University of North Carolina. How early he gets drafted will likely factor into his decision about whether to go pro or college. The same can be said for Fox Lane High School catcher Henry Davis, who is committed to the University of Louisville. He's the reigning Section 1 Player of the Year and hit .441 with 7 home runs and 32 RBI in 22 games this season. Davis is known as an excellent defensive catcher with a pop time that has been clocked just over 1.70 and a strong arm. There are a handful of college players who should be in the mix in the later rounds, most notably Rollins College right-hander Brad Case, an Iona Prep graduate and Pelham native who stands 6'7" with 94 miles per hour heat and street. John's third baseman John Valente, a New Rochelle native who was recently named the Big East Player of the Year. The draft will begin Monday at 7 p.m. with the first two rounds, which will be aired on MLB Network. Rounds 3 to 10 will be held on Tuesday, beginning at 1 p.m. and rounds 11 to 40 will begin at noon on Wednesday. Twitter, @Vin Mercogliano. Read or share this story, https://www.lowhud.com/story/sports/hide